As you watch our warriors come, you'll notice no vests, no helmets, just headbands. That's Indian relay. Off on and gone. And here come our warriors now in front of the grandstand. Friends, listen to the horn. That'll signify the start as they're off and running. As you look off, on the inside, the race has started. Poitras relay is on the inside. Jumpin' Joe at Jackson on the out.
It was a great start, Gil, and Poitras relay right there hot on the pace. Mountain Crow relay, strong horse right back of the pack as they make way around that Mount Rainier turn, and there's a battle for the lead here. Right up at the inside comes Two Medicine, just a couple of lengths off the beat as well as they prepare for that backstretch run. And Racing Relay is about 5 out of it, Gil, as they head to the first exchange.
Oh, that's right, Tom. We're looking at Jumpin' Joe Jackson, that TikTok sensation as he goes across the Buffalo Plains. Right there is Two Medicine and Jesse Carlson from the Blackfeet Nation. As they start to gear down, Chaz Racine, that talented rider, is right there as well. Those are our first 3 finishers in our first exchange. Let's see who makes the jump first. Who's going to do it best? We see it. It appears to be Jumpin' Joe Jackson from the TikTok sensation.
Joe Jackson hustling Team Poitras relay out to the lead, and a commanding lead at that, out there by a dozen or so in front of Two Medicine, who's chasing next. And then we drop back to Mountain Crow relay and Arrow Lakes. They're right there together midway around the turn, but turning to the next exchange, it is Poitras relay with a commanding lead here, Gail.
Our past Gold Cup champion Poitras relay from Saskatchewan as we watch Joe Jackson coming into play, followed by Two Medicine, pressured by Mountain Crow from the Absalaga Nation. Here they come for their exchange. Here comes Joe Jackson from Poitras relay. Here's Joe Jackson. Joe Jackson and Poitras relay is off and running. Look at that talent as he has a commanding lead as we look at Mountain Crow in second and Two Medicine.
That's right, Gail. Big lead here for Poitras relay. Joe Jackson out there by 10 or so lengths, taking him around the turn. Mountain Crow in pursuit from a distant second. Two Medicines holding third. Then we go back to Arrow Lakes. Then Strong Horse relay follows mid-pack as they round that turn and head up to the backstretch for the next exchange. It's Poitras relay, Gail.
That's right. Joe Jackson and Poitras relay. They led from the start. See if they can finish out. Watch this exchange, friends. Two Medicine is right there, and that's Michael Fallsdown from the Absalaga Nation. They're pressuring hard. Strong Horse is in the game as well. Look at Joe Jackson. Can he do it? He's having a little trouble, but no, he's on his horse. Joe Jackson makes the break. Joe Jackson from Poitras relay.
That's right, Gil. Joe Jackson and Poitras relay still with that big lead of a dozen or so lengths. They're chased by Mountain Crow relay. Then we go further back to Strong Horse. And you also have the Racine relay team. But out front, it is all Poitras relay with a big, big lead turning for home. And Joe Jackson leading Poitras relay to the finish line here in deep stretch, just a couple of 100 yards away. Joe Jackson for team captain Curtis Poitras. All of the team Poitras relay, they put it together and home in front. Mountain Crow chasing. Two Medicine there. Strong Horse followed. Arrow Lakes. Racing relay coming in behind.
Thank you, Tom. Friends, I direct your attention to the winner's circle here at Emerald Downs. We're looking at winner of heat number 1 here as we started off for the Muckleshoot Gold Cup as we make our way to Championship Sunday. Friends, I'm standing here with a TikTok sensation across North America. His name is Joe Jackson. They call him Joe Jackson. You won heat number 1 today. This is the 24 champion, the Poitras team, but a new rider, Joe Jackson, is keeping it going. Joe, how does it feel to get this first win under your belt here this weekend?
I'm grateful for everything that worked out in our favor. All the boys came back and everything worked. It was gravy. Everything was standing, and I was jumping, and I was riding, and all my boys were running.
Joe, this was amazing. As we watched you, what kind of a mindset goes into this first race? Is it something you think about for some of our young riders out there?
Yeah, it was a good race. There's a lot of good teams out there. There was no scrubs. They were all bringing their best horses against us today, and you guys all seen it. It was a great race by everybody, but we just did a little faster in the box work.
That's right, Joe. I got a couple more questions here. We watched you yesterday, and I don't know if you did it today. I didn't get a chance to see, but you jumped from the rear end, something like that. Is that something you think about, or is it something that just happens? That was amazing.
I'm the type of guy, if they're just standing in that one spot, I'm going to jump. And then he was standing ass at me, and so I just had a big grin on my face and went for it. And then it worked in my favor, and it looked good doing it.
Our final question, Joe. You led from the start to the finish as you went. Your horses were phenomenal on that final exchange when you pulled out in that commanding lead. Tell us about that last exchange. It was kind of like all your other ones, but the last one seemed like it was flawless.
That last one wasn't flawless. The one in the front was flawless. The one in the back was flawless. My last horse, Bird, did not stand, but we had enough time in the box for some mess-ups. But we made it work, and he ran his little ass off.
So that goes with your teamwork. Great teamwork. Great job, Joe Jackson. Heat number 1 winner.
Shout out to the friends and family back at home watching. Proud Canadian, guys.
Woo!